In the first few days of June, trialists were greeted with an updated welcome email. Additionally, F&J's website changed slightly, and a trialist received a Facebook message from Mushroom explaining that although T wants to escape F&J's clutches, he is also determined to finish the trial. They also mentioned that Dr. Brontis is the boss, and that it is important to figure out who he is. A trialist received instructions to meet Theo at the given coordinates and time via an encrypted email. The email was encrypted in AutoKey Vigenère with alphabet key F and passphrase Angel's Bench as the first layer. The second layer used alphabet key J and passphrase Angel's Bench. Shown here is the location that the coordinates revealed. As shown in this email, F&J continues to check the blood types of various trialists due to a data error causing inconsistencies. On June 8th, a selected trialist met with Theo as directed in his last email. The entire event was captured by Bushboy, an anonymous counter-surveillance expert, as shown above. Additionally, the trialist received a phone from Theo, which was later passed on to a different trialist. The audio captured can be heard now.
The trigger that could revolutionize human consciousness.
Okay, there's not anything we didn't know.
T,
Yeah.
there's much that I don't. That's why we need to find it. And that's why I'm interacting with you, because I need your help to find it. Trialists. From what I can tell, the closer they get to their perceived goal, the more nervous they become. That means it's going to get a lot harder for you. Everyone I expected to get a lot of F&J.
Yeah.
They're becoming a lot more defensive.
Okay.
And it's becoming harder and harder for me to find out any new information. It's also going to become harder for T to get information to you.
Right.
So that means we need to up our game.
Okay.
What's your next question?
The next question is, what information can you give us that will help us succeed in finding T? Because really, that's not much to go on so far.
There's so much more that I can give you.
You haven't given anything.
That's why I'm here talking to you. What you guys need to know is that the trials you've dealt with so far are a walk in the park compared to what's coming. They're only going to get more and more challenging.
Okay.
It's going to become a global effort. And it's not going to get any easier from here on out. So that's it.
That's not really information, though, is it? You've basically told us what we already know and what the mushrooms, are going to be for. You said that the trials are going to get harder, which we already know.
You don't have to repeat back to me the information I've given you. You've had 2 questions. I've answered them.
You haven't
Now
answered
this is for you.
Thank you.
Please keep this on at all times.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do not use it
No.
for outgoing calls, text messages.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Stay safe. Thank you. Guys, did you get that? Guys, come back. Guys, can you please tell me you heard that?
Trialists receive an email from T. The email is encoded with 2 layers using alternating keys F and J, as seen previously. The passphrases on each layer was the same: this world. Once decrypted, the message read, Trialists, things have taken an odd turn. We are out in the open water, but things don't seem right. 1 minute I can see the shore, the next minute I can't. We seem to be in some sort of flux between a concrete man-made barrier, rolling hills either side. Then we are against an open port, ships of various sizes, a long stretch of island to my starboard side. We appear to be in 2 places at once, a border between nations perhaps, or something else. My gut instinct is telling me that everything is wrong. The crew are ill, Angel is ill, I haven't seen Dr. Brontis for days. Perhaps now is the time. I will make the attempt to gain freedom. Stay safe, T. Trialist received a self-destructing email from T. The provided hint indicated that the password was Billy Dan Zachary. The subject line was decoded to say, "The sun keeps changing." The body of the email was decoded to say, "Peaches lamb this world." On June 10th, Trial 2 was announced. The email announcing the trial cited a quote. The quote was, "Lonesome within the country, no suns above my head." Additionally, the liftoff team suggested that trialists begin researching ayahuasca and the legend behind its discovery.
Many indigenous Amazonians understand the world as consisting of superimposed or parallel layers, but also as multiple realities. These realities coexist and shape and inform each other. As humans, we have limited access to these multiple realities, as they're rarely visible to us. Dreams, for instance, are the most commonplace route of access, as is also seeing through ayahuasca visions.
If there is a mystery about it because of the 80,000 or so plant species, in the Amazon, how would these shamans figure out that if you combine just this one with just that one, you would come up with this powerful hallucinogen out of all the ones they might have selected, neither one of which particularly is something that one would be motivated to consume. They don't look good to eat, and they're not good to eat, and yet they figured this out. And ethnobotanists have speculated endlessly how they figured this out, but if you simply talk to the curanderos, how did you figure this out? They will say, well, the plants told us how to do this.
On June 12th, Angel began posting frantically to Facebook. She began asking for help, stating that she does not know where she is. Angel then explains that she feels as if she is under something, and that she is in a white room with no doors, standing before a terminal. She remembers a lab in London, as well as two names, Theo and Karen. She remembers the mushroom and tells trialists not to trust it or anyone. Trialists continued talking with Angel and help her understand that she is currently using Facebook, before she explains that she feels sick and that the terminal is shutting down. In these messages, Angel asks if this, her Facebook post, is an outside line, and if anyone can see the post. Trialists respond, but Angel does not understand what a trialist is, and cannot differentiate between speakers. In the end, Angel gets confused and begins mentioning satchels in Plymouth. Additionally, trialists noted that F&J's website changed, and that a page titled Password Level 9 had its subtitle changed from "She became a doctor at Gus" to "She became a doctor at Guz." After Angel's post on Facebook disappeared, trialists messaged Angel to see if she was okay. She told the trialist that she was off to get her coffee and some breakfast. And in another set of messages, she mentions that she was likely being dramatic, although her neck is hurting and that she has a sore throat. In these emails, Angel tells the trialist that she does not know where she is and that everyone is gone. After a few replies, she ends by explaining that the internet is also acting up and that she will look for a logbook or something else that could offer a rational explanation. On June 19th, the phone that Theo gave a trialist received two messages. The first message told the trialists that Theo had been monitoring the Discord and that 3 additional people should not be trusted. The second message notes that Angel is alone in the boat and tells the trialists to get her to drink the coffee, opening her up to suggestion. He theorizes that if he gets the trialists to do this, then they can get the password for Trial 2, and Theo will help establish a plausible connection to explain how trialists solved the password. On June 19th, Angel posted to Facebook noting that she has completed 15 new applications from the first trial. Additionally, Angel messages the trialists. In these messages, Angel talks about the dynamics of hay fever, and then mentions that one of the scientists has gone missing, but she ultimately decides to just wait on them. On June 20th, Angel began emailing trialists, chatting with them about the data their trial entries procured. In one email, Angel asks the trialists if they think the anthropic principle holds true if reality was the product of conformal cyclic cosmology.
B. According to the original definitions by Brandon Carter, the weak anthropic principle states that we must live in a place and a time in the universe capable of supporting observers, in our case, a habitable biosphere. And the strong anthropic principle, which states that the universe itself must have the conditions necessary for producing environments that, in turn, produce observers. That means the fundamental constants and initial conditions of the universe must be just right to allow nice habitable
Normal cyclic
planets
cosmology
to form. Is a story of the origin and the end of our universe from the great mathematical physicist Sir Roger Penrose. It goes like this. The infinitely far future, when the universe has expanded exponentially to an unthinkably large size, and every black hole and particle has decayed into faint radiation. That infinite stretch of space and time is identically the same thing as the infinitesimal and instantaneous Big Bang of a new universe. And our universe is just one in an endless chain.
In these emails, Angel asks the trialists listed to ponder on what they would do if they were God, watching a sunset, and that tomorrow their powers would be gone. This is their chance to do anything. Angel herself answers, explaining that she would explore every aspect of existence so that she could understand the perspective of every self-aware creature. She would then travel the universe to see as many night skies as she could and eradicate all forms of vanity. Then, they would end the night with a taster of every signature dish throughout space and time. She also notes that the world's biggest problems are based on vanity and pride. In these messages, Angel talks with trialists regarding the password to the Trial 2 page. Angel does not give them a direct answer, but does give them a riddle. The riddle asks what to do when lost in the woods, and an apparition whispers. In these messages, Angel talks to a trialist about the message that the sooted figure in the woods from the riddle is conveying. The trialist mentions that they had translated some of the terms from the audio in the trial, and that they had translated Tillit and Draugr. The hooded figure is then confirmed to be Surtur, and connected to the legend of Ragnarok. On the 21st of June, Angel provides the trialist with a list of items from within the ship, and continues chatting with them as well. In these messages, Angel reveals that New York City is a destination on the map aboard the ship, and that the found box is dark wood and looks old. She also notes that the trialists are getting near to the password. She also emails a few trialists, explaining that she had managed to send out a distress call, and gave her current coordinates. On June 26th, Theo texted the president phone. In his text, he explains that the lab is preparing for something, and everyone is being moved around. Theo applied for a support nurse in the CERTI trials. While this is happening, he also noticed an update on the Level 9 website, and that a new cipher is in the works. He asks trialists for a list of answers to questions so that he can try to gain access to the page. In these emails, T chats with the trialist. T explains that he is in a place that feels alien to him, and does not understand what a trialist is. He explains that he is in a young man's apartment, sitting before a keyboard that he feels connected to but knows is not his own. He recalls being lost at sea, in the woods, in a white room with a crying girl, in a chemistry room, and now here in the apartment, surrounded by papers. The papers contain some sort of coded message, and the room is filled with ornamental creatures with large eyes. He finishes by mentioning that he recalls looking for someone and leaving information on a page, and that he is looking at the page that makes no sense. His last words are, "Demons, they look like gods or creatures I couldn't afford. Are you sure I am called T?" Angel posts on Facebook, announcing that she has arrived at the Hospital for Tropical Diseases. After Angel's post announcing her return to her office, trialists reached out to see what had happened. She claimed to have no memory of those trialists and blocked them due to assumptions on hacking.